Well, that didn't exactly go to plan, did it? Say was all set, all ready to go and get pitched up and just chill out for the evening. And then we got moved on. We're kind of chasing the sun as well, so the sun's going down, we've not set up anything. We're just trying to find somewhere to go and camp now. Is this a disaster, Ash, or is it an adventure? So welcome back. The plan was to meet up with my brother Ash at Bamford Edge in the Peak District, Derbyshire Peak District, and wild camp on top of Bamford Edge for the night. Now we know, strictly speaking, it's frowned upon to go wild camping and you're not really meant to do it. But if you stick by the rules of wild camping, or the unofficial rules of wild camping, which are don't set your tent up too early, don't have loud music, don't have fires, be inconspicuous, keep yourselves to yourselves and out the way, don't leave any rubbish, then more than likely you're going to get left alone, more than likely there's not going to be a problem. Yeah, so we've drove and met at Bamford Edge, we're both parked up, got all this stuff, and there's a pub at the bottom near the water before you start climbing up. So we had 2 pints in there before we decided to climb up. It's a pretty decent climb, to be fair. With the weight of your backpack on, it took us about 40 minutes to reach the peak. We got to the peak around 6:30, 7 o'clock, somewhere around there, and sunset's 8 o'clock. So we knew we had a good hour before we could even consider setting up. But at 7:45, just as the sun was setting, we had a young lad, one of the gamekeepers, but he had to move us on. He's really polite, really, really nice lad.
Fire when they got there, and they couldn't put it out. It ended up doing like 400 yards square, and we were there for 4 days and 4 nights. So they just left us there all night. So we were doing days and nights. We were literally only going home to feed dogs and then come back, and that was I was proper shit over it. Well, it was like roasting ourselves at a minute in case you get like last night.
Yeah.
Predominantly my job's like a grouse keeper, so we look after the grouse that live on the moor. So it's our job to make sure that the grouse population is like constant and level. All the songbirds. So yeah, it's like I said, I'd love to let all wild campers stay on, but it's just the people that see the tents up or see it on Facebook.
Nice one, mate.
You too, buddy. Obviously we moved on happily. We knew the risk we were taking going up there, but it was just a bit of a shame really, because we managed to see the sunset, which was great, but the problem was after that, the challenge was that we had to then pick all the stuff up, go and find somewhere to camp. So after all the YouTube videos we've watched and everything we've ever read, look at that hairline. Jesus. That needs a haircut. Good. The first time we come wild camping, we moved on by the gamekeeper. Really, really nice, polite lad, and almost apologetic about moving us on. But since lockdown's been lifted, it's just been a nightmare. I think he said 60 odd people he's had to move on from wild camping. He said people's been turning up with bags and bags of logs, they've been turning up with massive fire pits and all sorts for a big session as opposed to wild camping. So he's had to move us on.
He was really polite, really helpful, telling us where we can go, even though we're not setting fire to anything.
So across the boundary, it's anywhere flat.
I think if we head that way, a bit further down.
We managed to get set up fairly quickly. The tent's really, really easy to set up, and it did a good job, to be fair. It's its first run out. It wasn't tested exactly, it wasn't windy where we were, and it wasn't chucking it down with rain, but it kept us protected from what we needed to, and all the equipment was fine. As far as sleeping goes, the patch that we found was slightly uneven, but we managed to get a semi-decent night's sleep as far as camping sleep going, so it wasn't too bad in that respect. And then as we come in this morning back down to the water level, it's just, you realise why you come here again. This is the reason we came for these views. It's so beautiful. The scenery is just stunning. You forget that England's got this kind of scenery. If you're not into camping, I'm sure there's plenty of Airbnbs around here. I think that's more at Marissa's street. I'm just so glad that she didn't come last night. I was begging her to come, saying please come on, you'll love it, but I am just so happy she didn't, because she would have had an absolute breakdown last night. I understood as well why he moved us on. That's the thing, we did understand why he moved us on. Not for 1 second did we argue or get annoyed with him. He's just doing his job. It's not his fault, it's us, it's our fault, and we knew that. We had no intention of setting fires. We're not new to camping, we're just new to wild camping. So I suppose this video's there for anybody else who thinks they can go wild camping, that there is two sides to it. Sometimes you might get away with it. I'd still advise, if you were to go, use common sense. Don't set fires. Set your tent up as late as you can. Get up as early as you can and get moved on. So people want to get up there early and they don't really want to see your tent knocking about, or they don't really want to see you packing up. I'd imagine that that'd be frowned upon a little bit. Hopefully it's useful. Hopefully, if you are planning and you see this video, you are planning on coming to Bamford Edge, or I suppose anywhere wild camping, that just keep in the back of the mind that you could get moved on. We still had a great time. So I'm going to head off home now, get back to Marisa, get a bit of a told you so from her, which I probably deserve. And then we're going to sit and probably try and plan the next trip. I'm not too sure where it is, so we'll see how the pandemic rolls out and see what travel looks like in the future, and we'll see where we can go. But yeah, we'll have another vlog up and running in no time. We've got an Instagram page going as well, so feel free to jump on board, subscribe to the channel if it's any use to you, leave a like, it helps us out. Yeah, we look forward to seeing you again. Take care, bye bye.